Good afternoon, everybody. Doug Jenkins with the Findlay-Hancock County Chamber of Commerce. I'm with Brian Treese with the Findlay-Hancock County Community Foundation. It is a wonderful day, the celebration of the end of renovations and the opening of a beautiful new facility here in downtown Findlay.
Yes, we are really excited. We have been fortunate enough to fully renovate our space in downtown Findlay and affirm that we're going to be here for the foreseeable future.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the timeline on this, because a project like this is not one where you just wake up one morning and be like, hey, you know what we ought to do.
Yeah.
So when did the conversation start about, maybe we want to do some renovations, and then take us through that process?
Sure. About 2 years ago, we started having the conversation. We knew our current layout just wasn't working for us. So do we want to move somewhere else? Renovate where we have. So we spent quite a bit of time exploring what all was out there. Decided this is the space that we want to be in. We need to be in Hancock County. We need to be in downtown Findlay. And then we made the decision to work through what would a renovation look like, given our main goals of visibility and availability and accessibility. We wanted to make sure that we were accessible to the community that we serve and visible to as many people as possible. So building from that, we looked at what we could do to our space to make it as great as possible for our future.
So before we get into the features of the new facility, obviously this doesn't come together without a large collaboration of people between your architects, your construction, donors. There's a whole community that, it's in the name, Community Foundation.
Right,
and that's
right.
what it took to get this done.
Right. It took all of us working together from the very beginning to the planning process. Our board was involved every step of the way. Donors contributed to the project to make it happen. We had many community partners from ACI Construction, Kelsey Heitkamp Interior Design, RCM Architects, then all the actual tradespeople who came and provided their expertise. It's taken a whole village to make this happen.
The results are phenomenal, and I think it's evident from the moment you walk in the door here on the second floor of the glass block building, is it just really opens up. It's a welcoming space.
Right.
Obviously, that's what you're going for, but what are some of the features that really stand out to people?
So once you cross the threshold into our office, we have zero barriers. So when you look at the flooring, if you are walking, if you're using a wheelchair or a walker, or any other assistance device, there are no barriers, there are no bumps to go to the different spaces. We have a very large lobby. We are filming this in the Zunkowitz meeting room, which is new for us. It's a small meeting room that we have. We also have the Donnell Event Center, which will be available not just to the foundation, but to community partners as well. So for nonprofits. And then we have, obviously, our offices in here as well. But we are the community's foundation, so we want as many people in the community to be here as possible.
And the event center, top notch. You can come in, you can have an online meeting. There's all the technology you would expect in a very nice space.
Yeah, some really neat technologies, and we tried to be cutting edge when we designed the space so that nonprofits that utilize it, when we utilize it, it can be the very best that it can be.
Well, the best part is at no point during this whole construction process did the work of the Community Foundation stop. Now you're back in, and you just kind of pick up right where you were while you were upstairs for a little bit. What are the projects that you're working on right now? What are the things that people should know about that the Community Foundation is doing right now?
Sure. So right now we'll look at two different, from the grant-making perspective and the fundraising perspective. Fundraising, we're drawing attention to our field of interest funds. So folks that have a specific passion, be it housing, transportation, community mental health, giving to a fund where donor dollars are pooled together, and then those dollars are used to support the projects that we care most about. From the grant-making perspective, we're continuing our Fund for All initiative. We utilized about $100,000 this year to provide free community activities, and most recent count was well over 10,000 people that participated in those. So we're doing those again next year. We're investing another $100,000 next year in those programs. And then we will be announcing either at the end of this month or beginning of January our community priorities. So through listening efforts, community conversations, community health assessment, and other efforts, we have heard from the community what matters most, what they want us to focus on. So we're going to be announcing our Tier 1 and Tier 2 priorities so that the community knows here's what we're focusing on in our specific efforts to support what we've heard matters most.
Very good. So if people want to learn more or maybe get involved, donate, look at the grant process, what's the best way to start that process?
So a couple different ways. If you'd like to visit us in person, we're open 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. And we are on the second floor of the Chase Bank building, also known as the Glass Block Building, 101 West Sandusky Street. You can visit us anytime that we're open. You can also visit our website, www.community-foundation.com.